Hey there, 6th grade. In this video, we're going to talk about perimeter and circumference. The perimeter of a geometric figure is just its distance around the figure. So to find the perimeter, which we use a capital P for, of any polygon, you can just add the lengths of all of the sides, and that will give you the perimeter. So for example, here in number 1, we have a trapezoid, and we're given all of the side lengths, 12 inches, 8 inches, 16 inches, and 9 inches. So the perimeter of this trapezoid is going to be found by adding all of these sides. 8 plus 16 plus 9 plus 12. And when I add all of these sides together, I get that the perimeter is 45. You want to be careful and make sure you're using labels for all of your perimeters. So because our units were in inches originally, that means that the perimeter of this trapezoid is 45 inches. Okay, number 2, we have a triangle. We're going to find the perimeter by adding up all of the sides. So 9 plus 11 plus 12, and that perimeter is going to be 32. And then add a label, so 32 centimeters. Moving on, we're going to talk specifically about rectangles. You can find the perimeter of a rectangle in one of two ways. You can find the perimeter just like we do all other polygons by adding up all of the sides, but rectangles are a little bit special. The opposite sides of a rectangle are always equal in length, so we do actually have a formula that can help you find the perimeter of a rectangle, and that formula is P equals 2 times length plus 2 times width, or 2L plus 2W. In this case, the L variable stands for the length, the longer side, and the W stands for the width. So for number 3 here, I'm going to show you how you could find the perimeter of this rectangle using the formula. Again, one option is just to know that if the width is 15 meters, that would be this side, then the length is also 15 meters, or the other width is also 15 meters, excuse me. If the length is 32 meters, then the opposite side, its length is also 32 meters. So you could add up all the sides here, but if we use our formula, P equals 2L plus 2W, the length of this rectangle is 32 meters, so I can substitute a 32 for L. And the width of this rectangle is 15 meters, so I can substitute a 15 for W. And now, if I do order of operations, 2 times 32 is 64, 2 times 15 is 30, so I get P equals 64 plus 30, which is 94. So the perimeter of this rectangle is 94 meters. Okay, looking at the back side, when we're talking about circles, the distance around a circle is not called the perimeter. We actually call that the circumference. So the circumference of a circle is the distance around the circle. For every circle, the ratio of the circumference, C, to the diameter, D, is always the same. If you take the circumference divided by the diameter, you always get the same number. And this number we refer to as pi. Pi is a Greek letter, and this is the symbol for pi right here. Pi is approximately equal to the decimal 3.14, or the improper fraction 22/7. It's not exactly those numbers, but those are the two numbers that we use to approximate pi. So when we're working with our circumference formula, which you'll see down below, you're going to use one of these two values, either 3.14 or 22/7, anytime you need to use pi in your formula. We get the formula for circumference of a circle by taking this ratio, C over D equals pi, and multiplying both sides by D. And when we do that, we get the formula for circumference of a circle. The circumference of a circle is equal to pi times its diameter, or C equals pi d. Diameter, remember, is twice the radius. So if instead you know the radius of the circle, you can take 2 times the radius times pi, or 2 pi r, and that will also give you the circumference. So there are two formulas for circumference of the circle. Circumference equals pi times diameter, or circumference equals 2 times pi times radius. So in examples 4 through 5 here, we're going to practice using those two formulas. Number 4, in this formula, we're given the diameter. So the diameter is equal to 8 inches. And so since we're given the diameter, I'm going to use the formula C equals pi times diameter. So my circumference is going to be found by taking pi, which is approximately 3.14, times my diameter, which is 8. So I'm going to do 3.14 times 8. And that gives me the decimal 25.12. So that means the circumference of this circle is 25.12 inches. Okay, number 5, for this circle, they gave me the radius. The radius is 10 centimeters. So the formula I'm going to use to find the circumference of this circle is C equals 2 pi r. So I'm going to substitute 3.14 in for pi. I'll keep my 2 out in front, and then I know the radius is 10. So this is 2 times 3.14 times 10. So let's start by taking 2 times 3.14. 2 times 3.14 is going to be 6.28. So we have 6.28 times 10. And now to multiply 6.28 times 10, remember anytime you're multiplying by a power of 10, all you need to do is move the decimal point to the right. So 6.28 times 10 is just going to be 62.8. So the circumference of this circle is 62.8 centimeters. Okay, finally, example 6. This is a word problem that says Melanie is drawing plans for a circular fountain. If the diameter of the fountain is 21 feet, what is its circumference? So anytime you have a word problem that involves a geometric figure, it's always good to draw a diagram. So that's what I want you to do first for this example, is draw a diagram. We have a circle here, so draw that circle. And let's look at what we're given. We're given the diameter. We know the diameter is 21 feet. So draw a diameter for this fountain or this circle. Okay, that would be a diameter there going through the center of the circle. And we know the diameter is 21 feet. So now that we have that picture drawn, now this is exactly the same as number 4. We have a circle. We're given the diameter. We can find the circumference using our formula. So diameter is equal to 21. We'll use the formula C equals pi times diameter. And this time it asked me to use 22/7 for pi, so that's what I'm going to plug in for pi here. And then my diameter is 21, so this becomes 22/7 times 21. 21 is a whole number, so I can write that over 1. And now we can multiply these fractions together. 22 times 21 divided by 7 times 1, and you see you can cancel 7 and 21. So this becomes 22 times 3 divided by 1 times 1. So this is 66 over 1, or just 66. So the circumference of this fountain is 66 feet. All right, if you had any questions over this video, make sure you have those written down for the next time. And until then, have a nice day. You're all wonderful people.